Well, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Rob Ruiz. I'm a WordPress software engineer at Proxybid here in Omaha, Nebraska. I've been doing WordPress website and plugin and theme development now for the better part of a decade as far as creating websites, but I've been doing plugin development for I don't know, medium to large scale businesses for about 5 years now. And yeah, so I know WordPress inside and out. Here, feel free to look me up on LinkedIn. It's LinkedIn in Rob C. Ruiz. So yeah, just go ahead and look me up. If you have any questions after you watch this talk, feel free to send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm happy to go over anything with anyone. Yeah, so I do a lot of other things besides this. I also know like the entire Adobe Creative Suite. I do a lot of PHP development, JavaScript development, specialize in search engine optimization and e-commerce, of course, just building websites of all kinds. So yeah, so if you have any questions about any of that stuff, feel free to look me up and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. With that said, let's go ahead and dive into WooCommerce here. Basically what you have here is a brand new website that I started up in my own local environment here on my computer. So there's no way anybody can get to this website right now. So yeah, I've already spun it up using local by Flywheel. And then I've done a few things in the administrative side, like installed the Astra theme, which is probably like the most common free theme that a lot of people use with WordPress. And then I've already went and installed the WooCommerce plugin. So if you see here, WooCommerce is literally the only plugin installed on this local instance here. And then if we go to appearance and themes, you'll see that we've got the Astra theme enabled. And that's just to kind of give us like a good default basic looking website. I'm not a huge fan of the way that the standard like 2019, 2020, 2020 and all these other themes, I'm not really like into those. So it's just nice to start off with the Astra theme and give yourself kind of a blank slate. So yeah, so let's talk a little bit about e-commerce. Basically what we would like to do is sell some kind of products on a website that we can spin up on WordPress. Because WordPress is open source software and WooCommerce is a free plugin, theoretically, we can spin all this stuff up for free. Now, obviously, we need to have a place to host this website. So that, that kind of goes without saying. And a lot of times, if you're hosting a website, you have to pay for a server to host that site on. So it's not entirely free. But once you pay for a place to host your website, everything else that we'll be going over today is free. Now, we will go over some paid plugins and paid optional things you could add to this concoction here that is an e-commerce store setup to enhance the whole situation. But I'll be very clear about what costs money and what doesn't. But the idea is here, let's try to get as far as we can with e-commerce without actually having to like pay for anything other than where we're going to host this website. So when you install WooCommerce, it does take you through a little like guided wizard of sorts where it'll ask you a bunch of questions and ask you like where your store is located, what kind of taxes you want to set up, and payment methods and shipping and WooCommerce. Although it's a free plugin, it is extremely robust. There are a lot of settings you have to go through. And so I will show you some of those settings. I didn't want to go through the wizard. This isn't the wizard. This is kind of like once you skip the wizard, if you haven't done any of that stuff, it's smart enough to know that you haven't set up any of these other pieces or parts of it. And so so it's telling me right here in this finished setup thing that I have 5 things that I still haven't like kind of configured in WooCommerce yet. So I'll go through and kind of show you some of the more important parts of this configuration. For instance, it's assuming that we're in Britain right now, so it's showing our total sales in pounds, or the euro, I guess. And so when we enter in some of our store details, it will change that for us. So we'll just go ahead and enter in an address. My address was in there, although I don't want to really like publicize that. So let's just look up the DoSpace address, and we'll put that in. There you go. There's the DoSpace address. We'll just put that into our store. And I guess we already know the rest of this. Countries, United States. Oh, there we go. Omaha, Nebraska. I don't know what the zip code is. Let's put the proper zip code in. Boom. Okay. Continue. What's going on here? Why is this not taking? United States. All right, there we go. I think that took. No, we don't want to give you information so that you can build a better thing. And then we're just going to say, what industry does the store operate? DoSpace has a lot of computers and electronics in it, so we'll just go ahead and do that. And then what type of products are we going to be listed? So this is basically so that I can kind of configure everything automatically for you. Most times people are selling physical products, so shirts, mugs, cups, promotional items, who knows, figurines. I guess if it's DoSpace, they could 3D print a bunch of stuff and sell those 3D printed little things. But they could also sell like informational packets, like PDFs, or maybe ebooks or something like that. So we would want to do the downloads thing. Now, there are some optional things in here: subscriptions, memberships, bookings, bundles. This is kind of cool that they put this in here, although just so you know, these do cost money. So essentially, when you check these things, it's going to install a plugin that's going to ask you for some kind of a authentication key of some kind for that like subscription plugin thing. We're not interested in those at all because, again, we're trying to get away with doing as much of this for free as possible. So we're just going to continue on through. They didn't used to do that. I kind of like that they show you that, and they show you how much it costs right out of the gate, so they're very transparent. Let's see, how many products do we plan to display? For now, let's just go 1 through 10, and then currently selling elsewhere. No. Oh, and then it asks us if we want to go ahead and integrate with any of these other like services. We're not going to do any of these. So again, we're trying to do this for free. And then choose a theme. We've already chosen a theme, so we're good on that. And then let's see, enhance your blah, 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 Jetpack WordPress. Not today, although I would recommend that you all look into that if you want to automate some things using Jetpack. It's a pretty cool tool. All right, cool. So it shows our store details are done. I'm not going to go into the rest of these. We'll go into the shipping stuff and tax stuff and payment stuff later. But for now, we're just going to skip all that. I just wanted to make sure that for now we're showing dollar signs down here so that it knows that we're selling in USD. And we're just going to jump straight into adding products to our e-commerce site so that we can sell some stuff, because that's basically what this is all about. So let's see here. I want to look up, we're going to go ahead, we're going to keep rolling with this DoSpace idea. We're going to imagine that we're making an e-commerce site for DoSpace specifically. So like I said, DoSpace 3D prints a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to think of what would be cool. What would I want to sell that I 3D print? And I don't know about you guys, but I love Star Wars, and who doesn't love Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, from The Mandalorian, right? So we're gonna go ahead and look up 3D printed Baby Yoda. There has to be somebody who's 3D printed this. Look at that, boom. printed baby Yoda. Look at this adorable thing. Hold on, I'm going to go back because I just want the image. I don't want to go to the product page. So let's just grab, like, kind of want this guy because he looks adorable. But I also kind of want to just look at something that looks like it would come from DoSpace. So maybe it's something that, oh, look, there's one right there. Let's just take this. We're just going to lift this image. Save image as. I'm going to save this to my local computer here. And we're going to put it in, let's see, does it work? New folder. I'm just going to create a DoSpace folder in here. And go photos. And I'm just going to save this in here. And I'm going to call it what it is, Baby Yoda. Actually, his name is not Baby Yoda, it's Grogu. So we're going to put Grogu in here because that's his real name. Cool. So there we go. Grogu is saved to our computer. Now we're going to try and sell him on our website here. So we'll go to products. And of course, these menu items over here, for those of you that are new to WordPress, they won't show up unless you have WooCommerce installed. Once you install WooCommerce, these will show up in your navigation bar on the left. So just in case you're looking in WordPress and you don't see these, you're confused, install the WooCommerce plugin first, then these will appear. Then we'll go to products, and it knows that we don't have any products yet. So it's nice enough to give us like this plain page that just gives a quick, easy little button to go start creating these. We'll go ahead and just call him what he really is, Grogu, although we're going to put AKA Baby Yoda. The reason we're going to say AKA Baby Yoda is for search engine optimization purposes, because a lot of people know him as Baby Yoda, so they might search Baby Yoda. Then we'll just go ahead and give this a quick description. 3D printed figurine of the adorable character from the Mandalorian series. Cool. And we're going to keep it as a simple product. It is going to be a physical product, so we're not going to click downloadable or virtual. And then we're going to give it a price. Since we 3D printed it out of very cheap plastic, we're just going to call it $5. And then we'll go ahead and add the image like any other WordPress post. The place where we add the images over here on the bottom right. So we set product image, select file. I'm going to go to the directory that I created earlier. We're going to upload our little picture of Grogu here and say set product image. So there we go. There's our product image of our product, $5. That's pretty much all we need to do. Now there's a bunch of other stuff that we can do in here, and we'll go over some of those features here soon. But for now, just to get a basic product up, we're just going to say publish here. And then now, ideally, what should happen is when we go to shop, our Baby Yoda shows up. And there we go. We have Grogu here, 3D printed for sale. And then people can add him to the cart and continue to purchase. Now that's what's so great about WooCommerce is that it kind of gives you this whole like shopping cart, session management, cookie management, all the stuff that comes along with having an e-commerce website. It kind of does all of that technical stuff for you, so you don't have to even know how any of that stuff works. So now the way this works is if I click add to cart, it says it is added to my cart. I can go to view cart. Here's my cart. I've got Grogu in there, one of them. It costs $5, and then tells me to proceed to checkout and all this. So amazingly, this all is free. So we could put in all of our details, billing details, and then payment details and all this stuff. However, we're not going to go through all that right now because we haven't even set a lot of that stuff up. But that's the basics of how to sell a very simple product on WooCommerce. So let's dive into some more details about different types of products. Okay, so I'm trying to think here. What could we? There's other kinds of products that we could talk about in here, and we'll create another one. and we'll go over what some of these other products are. So we'll just say, okay, we're going to leave here, and we're going to add a new product. I don't know what this is going to be yet. Maybe this will be a 3D printed, and we probably should put like, actually, let's put printed. And then what's another thing from Star Wars? If we stick with the Star Wars theme, we could say like, I don't know, let's go find some more images. 3D printed Star Wars something. Let's just look at what else there is. Oh, look at that. I like this one. That was a great episode of Mandalorian. Probably my favorite was the episode where they reveal this character, Ahsoka. So let's see if we can save this image. And we're going to have to use our imagination here because we don't have multiple colors, but I do want to show off another type of product. So let's go in here. We're going to say printed Ahsoka. Is that how you spell it? I always have a hard time remembering how to spell her name. Ahsoka. Did I do that right? I think I did. Just doesn't look right. Okay, anyway. So there's our printed Ahsoka figurine. And we can put whatever details we want here. I think you guys kind of get that. But let's make it a different type of product and kind of look at what other types of products we could sell in here. So we've got simple product, grouped products, external or affiliate products, or a variable product. Now the group products and the variable products are extremely similar. And I'm going to show you an example of a group product here in a second. But first, we're going to make another simple product. So we're going to set product image because that's how those work, is that a group product is a group of simple products. So let's go in here, like this, boom, okay. And did I set a price? No, I didn't set a price. She's arguably cooler than Grogu, at least in my opinion. So we're going to make her $10 because she's a full-blown Jedi. Grogu's just a child. So you got to pay for that experience, in my opinion. So there we go, publish it. And now if we go to our shop, we should see 2 products on here, and we do. That's great. But the next thing we want to do is let's create a product that is both of them combined. So we'll call this printed Mandalorian figurine set, right? And we're going to make this a grouped product. And then what we need to do is link some products. So we need to look up our other products. So we'll just type in what we're looking for. The first one is Grogu, and the next one is Ahsoka. Okay. And then those are the 2. And I think that's all we have to add. We'll go into attributes and stuff here soon. But I just want to kind of demonstrate what a grouped product is. And now obviously we could set a product image, and that product image would be like a combination of the 2 things together. I'm not going to create an image with those 2 together. You guys can use your imaginations. But yeah, so we'll just go ahead and publish this without an image. And then what we should see is a new product in here, and it has no image. This is just whatever the default image says. There's no image. And then notice how it says $5 to $10. So we view product, and essentially what it allows them to do is add one of each, and then it will combine them together. And when we add these to the cart and go look at our cart, it should put them both in our cart. Yeah, so now we have 2 Grogus and 1 printed Ahsoka figurine. So, so there you go. It kind of adds them separately, but the idea here is that, and I could be incorrect about this, but I believe what you're supposed to be able to do is set a price for these, or a different price. At least I thought that was the case. Maybe they changed something. It's been a while. They have updated WooCommerce quite a bit in the past, I don't know, year. Yeah, I guess this is just if you want to group a bunch of things together, it will put them all in your cart for you. And then, yeah, I really thought, you could do like a group discount thing. Like if you buy all the things together, you could do it for a different price, but maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, that's a grouped product, is when you combine a bunch of products together into a set, and then it puts them all into their cart for them so that they don't have to go through and individually add all of them. You could use your imagination as to what this would be handy for, but obviously things like collector sets, suppose if you're doing a promotional sale thing, you could like kind of make it so that one has to be there, the other doesn't. It's a fairly simple thing, and again, it's you have to have all the products that are going to be in the group created individually in order for you to make them all part of one group. Now, let's create another product, and we're going to skip past the external or affiliate product and just go straight to the variable product, just because external or affiliate products are more for affiliate marketing. And so that would be ideal for, let's say, you are you have your own website, but you're selling stuff from a affiliate like business that you work with, so you're like an affiliate salesperson, then you could essentially link to that affiliate's product on their site and put it on your site, and then that way the sale comes through you. They end up buying it for them, but they can track that they bought it through you, and so that way you can get the credit for being the salesperson and get an affiliate marketing like upsell essentially, or like a percentage of the sale that way. That doesn't really apply to most people, so we're just going to go straight to variable product, because variable products are actually quite handy to know about, and they're quite common. It's quite common that people use them. So I'm going to try and come up with an example of this, but I think here's what we'll do. We'll attempt to use what we kind of already have at our disposal. And then what we'll do is we'll just make this more generic, and we'll just say like printed Mandalorian figurine. And then we'll imagine that they're both the same price, even though I already marked them as different prices earlier. And we'll just say your choice of your favorite character from the Mandalorian series. And I didn't spell that right. Please forgive any spelling mistakes I make during this demo. We're going to make it a variable product, and then let's not set any product images quite yet. We're just going to go ahead and publish this for now. It's a nice, I like to publish things before I'm done with them, just because in case you like your browser closes, your computer crashes or whatever, it's still saved to your website. You can pick up where you left off later. Now, when we go to attributes here, attributes become extremely important when we're talking about variable products, because essentially what we're talking about here is we're talking about situations where you want to provide the buyer with some options. So not that anybody would sell a car through WooCommerce, but let's use a car for instance. When you go buy a car, like let's say you're buying a new Honda Civic or something, right? The first thing that the person selling the car to you is going to ask is like, what color do you want? Do you want a white car, black car, red car, blue car? What color car do you want? And obviously there's many other options that come with vehicles. Like how big is the engine? You want the sports package or the regular package, sunroof, no sunroof, this type of stuff. But let's not get too crazy with the attributes. For now, what we're going to do is we're just going to say, we're going to set the names of our characters as the attribute. And so I apologize if this gets a little bit confusing, but just bear with me here. So because we're just going to let them choose which Mandalorian figurine they want, and just pretend that it's all about the same amount of plastic, and so they could just buy it for the same price. And so what we're going to do is create an attribute, custom product attribute. We're going to add one. The name of our attribute is going to be character, and then our values are going to be Grogu or Soka. And I believe I did that right. Then because we're adding this during the variable product thing, we're going to go ahead and click this use for variations, because it's going to do something automatically for us once we click save. And you guys will see that in a bit here. Yeah, cool. Cool. So now you can see we've got two values here possible for the attribute of character. So again, instead of giving them the option of color, right, which could be considered an attribute when we're buying a car, we're giving them the attribute of the attribute of character when they're selecting which 3D printed figurine they want. And so the two options here are Grogu or Ahsoka. So now when we go to variations, we can go to create variations from all attributes and click go. This is going to automatically look through our attributes, and it's going to add the incorrect thing because I knew I entered something incorrectly here. So let's go back and figure out why. I thought we were able to add multiple in here. Do we have to maybe break point here? I remember exactly. It used to just like automatically, when you click comma, it would like create like a little pill button there, or I don't know how to describe it. I'm just going to save attribute here and then see what happens when we let's see. I think I'm going to remove this, and then let's try this again and see what it does. One added, great. Grogu Ahsoka. Ugh. I don't know why they changed how they do things, but they did. We're going to figure it out. Bear with me. We want to add multiple values here to this attribute. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to save this attribute the way it is with just Grogu there, and then we're going to go add this somewhere else. So you can manage your attributes over here in the menu area over here. There's a whole page just for managing attributes. And so we'll go to attributes. I don't know, why isn't it picking up our character attribute? What? I'm so confused. That should have added the attribute in here. Okay. Well, let's see what happens if we just do it through here. Add attribute. There's our character attribute. Then we can go into character and we can add Grogu and Ahsoka. All right, cool. Now let's go back to our product over here. Now that we've created those attributes, I'm going to remove this one because I don't know what this is attempting to do. I don't know if this is a bug or what. I just don't know what I'm doing, but we're just going to click character, add. It still doesn't know about those. Okay. Oh, nope, there they are. They're showing up as two different ones now. Cool, great, awesome. Select all. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was waiting for it to do. It really makes it seem like, oh, you know what? I think I wasn't clicking add new over here. Let's just, his name in the show is The Mandalorian. So I wonder what happens if I just click add new. There we go. Mandalorian. There we go. Now, if we go back over here, that should show up. Ha! Sorry, guys, a little user error there. They've changed this UI up a little bit, and I just wasn't familiar there. Okay, cool. So we saved them. It knows about the attributes that this variable product has. Now, when we go into variations and we click add variation, we could tell it to go to character, right? And what it'll do is, and I thought, oh, I see. No matter what. Okay, cool. So, man, they've changed this up quite a bit. Sorry, everyone. A little bit of learning with you guys here. I haven't done anything in WooCommerce for a little while, apparently. So what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to set some properties that will apply to any of the characters. This didn't used to be a thing in previous versions of WooCommerce. It used to always force you to like add that the thing to every single one of them individually, but it seems that they've gotten around that bad user experience by creating an any character one, and then we're just going to put the sale price in for anyone. So we're just going to charge $5. Wait, not sale price, regular price. $5. We're going to charge $5 for any one of them and just let them pick which one they get. Cool. Save changes. All right. Cool. All right. Now what we can do is we can go in here and we can go to these individual characters. Notice how it says $5 already in here because we added it to the any character thing, which is so handy. Thank you so much, WooCommerce, for finally adding that feature. And we can add. Now, obviously, we can add a product image, but I thought we were able to add images for all of for each individual. There we go. Boom. Okay, cool. So I don't remember, were we on Grogu? Nope, we were on Ahsoka. There's our Ahsoka one. Now, if we go to Grogu, what? Ahsoka? Save changes. I guess we got to click save changes first. Okay, then we go to Grogu. Nope. So confused. Man, it's been a while since I've done this. I'm sorry. I apologize. Well, it hasn't even been that long, but this is a very big change of the user or the UI. We need to be able to set the images for each one, because what we want to be able to do is when they select which one they want, they will get oh, here we go. Got it. Now we can do this, add Grogu, boom. Okay, there's a second variation, save change, and then does not have a price. Wow. Thanks a lot, WooCommerce, making it difficult for me, making me look bad. All right, so we're going to add another variation. We don't have a picture yet for the Mandalorian. And here's our guy. I'm not going to name it in the interest of time because this is taking longer than I thought it would, because, yeah, fumbling around with this new UI, this updated version of WooCommerce. Cool. All right, awesome. So we got our variations. Each one has a $5 price. We save change, and then there we go. And this should be Mandalorian. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool. All right, so the default value is just going to be Ahsoka, but they'll be able to choose between any three of them. Okay, cool. So we can just go ahead and update the whole product now. And then now when we go to our shop, we should see the printed Mandalorian figurine. And when we go here, it'll let us choose which one we want. So by default, it's landing on Ahsoka. It says right there $5. And then if we switch this, it'll show us which one we currently have selected. So that's how that works. And then when we tell them which one we want, we can click add to cart. And then now when we go look at our cart, we should see that and this and this. And so we're kind of getting all three here, although we only want one of these. So let's just do that. There we go. So now each one is $5 except for this printed Ahsoka figurine. We made it $10. And so it's adding them up for us. And we got $20 here to proceed to checkout. So there you go. So those are the main types of products that you can get put into WooCommerce. Now you can get other types of products, but the way that works is you have to install plugins that allow you to get those types of products. And then you can have a virtual product be a simple product. So the way that works is if we just add a new product and then we just say like, I don't know, virtual example. I'm not going to make like a huge thing out of this. Basically, we make it a simple product. You say downloadable. And you're probably wondering what the difference is between downloadable and virtual. Basically, not all virtual products are downloadable, but some downloadable products are, well, I think all downloadable products are virtual, but not all virtual products can be downloaded. So you can sell like a virtual product and not have it be downloaded. You can basically have it be sent to them. There's lots of different ways you can like deliver the product to the person, or I guess like provide the product to the person other than having it be downloadable. When you click downloadable, what it does is it gives them access when they purchase it automatically, like basically gives them the link to the product on your server and allows them to download it. But if you don't want them to be able to download it that easy, you can make a virtual one and then have it send them an email with like a very specific link to some other system, or like a good example of a virtual product that you wouldn't download would be like access to something. Like if you want to provide like an e-learning experience, you could sell like access to a video, like a privately hosted video or something, where like they would have to buy access to the video, and then you would in turn email them a link to the video, which would just be a page, and then have it give them like a code or something, and then they would just put the code in when they go to the link. They wouldn't have gotten that code if it wasn't for buying the virtual product or whatever. So we're just going to call this one $5 too, and then that's that. And so that when in this example, what they'll do is they'll buy this product and then it'll send them a link to download the file, and you have to tell it what file. So you have to like link to the file and tell them where it is. The file could be hosted anywhere. It doesn't have to be hosted on this server. And you give the file a name, and then that's how WooCommerce knows what link to send them via email, I believe, once they're done shopping. I think also at the end of the purchasing experience, on the review page after they've paid, I think they'll also be able to click on a link there to send them to the place to download the file. So this is great for things like code, plugins, themes, ebooks, PDFs, just anything you have the license to sell, basically. Or obviously, if you made it yourself, you have the license to sell it. So, so that's how all that works. You can make the limit, you can add a limit to the downloads. So you could say they can only download it 3 times or something like that. And then you can also give them an expiration. So you could say, 4 days, 3 days, 1 day to download it, and then it expires. So these features are all built into base WooCommerce. Yeah, and so that's how the virtual products work. I'm not going to show off an example of that, but I mean, it's just, when we go to the shop page, it just shows up in there. There it is, virtual example, same as any other product. So that's virtual products. Now, anything can have an attribute. You don't have to use attributes only with virtual or with variable products. You can add attributes to almost anything. It's just more detail that you add to stuff, and it allows them to be able to like search by attribute and stuff. let's see, what are some other advanced things in here? You can control menu order, add a purchase note. You can link products. So basically you can say, hey, when they buy this, I want to try and upsell them some other product, or cross-sell products. That's all built in as well. And then the sale price is pretty obvious. Basically what happens here is you put in a sale price, right? So you could say, okay, well, maybe at some point in time we want to sell it for $3, but you can schedule it for a certain time. So you could say, okay, but let's say Black Friday or even Christmas. I guess Christmas is coming up. We could say, okay, well, we're going to do a Christmas special. So from the 17th to the 19th, they'll be able to buy it for $3, and it'll automatically only allow them to buy it for $3 on those days. So that's pretty cool. And again, this is the downloadable product. So we just update that, and then it will do that for us. It also gives you the ability to control your inventory. So if you only have a limited amount of stuff, you can go in here and set what your inventory is here. You can tell it to manage stock, tell it the quantity of the things that you have, and then it will keep track of how many it sells on the website. And if it sells, if you only have 3 of them and 3 people buy it, it'll take it. I don't think it'll take it off of the list. I don't think it'll like unlist it from the products, but it won't allow them to put it into their cart if you're out of inventory, essentially. But it will show a prompt if the stock is low. And I think it'll also send you an email if the stock gets low as well. Cool. So that's all the like kind of basic stuff you can do for a product. Obviously, you can add categories, list things by category, so on and so forth. That's all possible. Another thing to be aware of is that WooCommerce comes with a full set of what are called shortcodes. If you don't know what shortcodes are, essentially what shortcodes are is shortcodes allow you to, like, on any page or any widget or whatever, you can, like for instance, the homepage, if we want to list some of our products on the homepage, we can put a shortcode in here. So using the new Gutenberg editor, we can click on this plus button or add a block essentially and type in short. You'll see the shortcode thing come up and it'll ask us what we want our shortcode to be. I don't remember exactly what the shortcode is that I would want to use. So what we can do is just look up WooCommerce Shortcodes, and they have a whole page that shows all of the shortcodes included with WooCommerce and which ones you can use. And there's a bunch of them in here. The one that I would recommend is just the base products one. So they have this products one, which will just list a number of products. You can also only list featured products, and I'll show you how to feature products here in a second. You can list products that are for sale. You can list products that are best selling, meaning it'll automatically keep track of all the products that you sell in your store and show the ones that are selling the most. Recent products is obvious, stuff that you just recently created. You can do it by product attribute. And then you could also do top rated products, because WooCommerce does give users the ability to rate the products right in your store. We're just going to use the basic products one for now. And then the example I kind of want to show off is the one with this limit. We're just going to copy this shortcode here. We're going to put it into this page, the home page, and we're going to tell limit 4. We're just going to keep it the way it is for now. Basically how we got it off this website, we're going to keep it like that. And then we're going to go to our home page. What happened? Update. Uh-oh. Something's broken. Bear with me here. Not quite sure what the problem is. Not sure what that error is. Well, anyway, ideally, it would list the products on here. This is the home page that we're on. This is our home page. Test. I'm wondering if there's something wonky about my local environment that's preventing this shortcode from working. It is loading the right page. I don't know why this shortcode is not working though. Oh, I see. It says on sale, true. Okay, it's just the parameters we have in here. Class, quick sale, order by popularity, columns for, I think this will work now. I think none of them were listed as on sale, so that's why. There we go. Yep, that's why I wasn't showing them. Okay, cool. So here we are showing our products. Now, obviously, this looks really ugly. You could style this however you want. I'll kind of show you how these attributes work. So for instance, if we only wanted to do 2 columns, then we'll get a grid of 4. And take a look at that real quick. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, kind of ridiculous with size. I'll show you guys how we can manage that here in a bit. And then I'm going to limit it to just 2. And we'll keep the columns at 2. So now if we only want to show 2, there you go. And then I believe if we want to control like what order they're showing up in, we can go to products. And then I believe we can control, let's see, I know for a fact if we want like Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, to show up first, there's an order field in here. Please don't make me sound like a liar. Menu order. There we go. 1. We would have to go into the other ones and make them all 2. I thought there was a way to control all of this right through here, though. Oh, we have to tell it which ones we want to edit. There we go. I really thought there was a better way to do this right here in this area. And then if you guys just want to see how we feature, there's a star right here. So this is how we can feature stuff. So we can like say feature these 2. And then that way, if we tell this thing to only show featured, it's annoying. We'd have to go into those 2 and make them not 0 level menu items. I think if they're all set to the same menu order, then it'll do it by date modified or created. And so since those other ones were more recently created, it shows those first. I think you can get a plugin that allows you to like just drag and drop them in here to control the order. I don't remember what the name of that plugin is though. Oh wait, what's this? Sorting? There we go. Boom. We don't need a plugin. Haha. Awesome. I think it does it real time. Ah, man. I already changed the menu item order on that. Anyway, let's go and show off the featured. I don't want to take the time to go into all that. We're already at 10 minutes left. We haven't even gone into taxes and shipping and anything. So sorry, this is taking me a little longer than I thought it would. But essentially what we want to do is show off how we can only show off the featured ones. We can do it by using the featured products tag here, our shortcode, which we might do, but I believe there's also a way to do it in here. Maybe not. I really thought there was another way to do it. Oh well. So we'll just change products to featured products. We can leave the other parameters the same and then refresh. And then there we go. There's the 2 products that we starred. If we wanted to make those smaller using Gutenberg, we could go in and mess with the settings for this block here, but we're not going to go into that right now. It's beyond the scope of what we're talking about here. I do want to get to some of the other parts of WooCommerce and setting up your shop before we call this all the way done. So let's go in and look at some of the other settings here. Some of the important stuff is shipping and taxes. So if you want to set up shipping stuff, you can add a zone. This gets pretty robust. There's a lot of options you can add in here, and you could charge in a variety of ways. You can charge by whatever address they put in. You can have like multiple shipping methods and allow them to choose between the shipping methods. So if you want like the express 2-day or regular ground or whatever, you could charge different amounts for different shipping methods, and you could set all those up in here. Obviously, you could do it by zone, so you could do like a local zone shipping, local pickup, or domestic zone flat rate. So this is just kind of like an example of what you could do here. There's lots of different ways you could charge different amounts for different shipping. So that's cool. And then payment methods, you definitely want to set this up. Otherwise, you're not going to have a way for anybody to pay. And the one that is built in that a lot of people use is just basic PayPal. So essentially you just turn this on and then people can pay with PayPal. Now the other three that come built in are direct bank transfer, which I've never seen anybody use. But check payments and cash on delivery, I've definitely seen those. Now, if you want to use like a specific payment gateway, you can set those up in here. However, WooCommerce, the way that they make money is they sell a whole bunch of plugins on their website, and a lot of those plugins are specific to the different payment gateways. I believe the payment gateway ones are all free. Let's go on here and look for extensions. And then let's see, looking for payment. Like authorized.net is one. Yeah, so I don't believe that this one costs money. I think all the payment gateway extensions are all free, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mistaken. This time I am mistaken. Apparently it does cost money annually to have the gateway. I apologize. So yeah, a lot of the extensions do cost money. However, they do have free extensions. I don't remember how to see only the free ones. There used to be a way you could just go on here and only see the free. Oh, we're in documentation? No wonder. This makes a lot of sense. Let's just go to woocommerce.com and that will solve all of our problems. There we go. Sell. Payments. Yeah, so you can get authorized.net, BluePay. There's a bunch of different payment gateways you can go through in here. But then there's lots of different extensions that you can add in here. Where are the free ones? I really thought there was a free one. There we go. Free to $50. And it still doesn't show us which ones are free. Anyway, this is how they make their money. So of course they charge money for this stuff. Actually, this Jetpack one is probably free. Yeah. So you just you get whatever extension you need. There's shipping extensions, so you can like get a UPS or a USPS or a FedEx plugin put in here that will like integrate with those systems and allow you to do the shipping stuff very nicely through them. Allow you to print like labels and all this crazy stuff. And yeah, so there's your payments. And we talked about shipping already. And then you could also customize the emails that go out to the customers after they purchase something. This is where you do those integrations. So this is where you can like add different integration settings. And you'll probably never have to look at any of this stuff. So there's loads of settings in here. You'll have to go through some of these in order to start selling, but usually people just set up their PayPal account on here and go to town. You also have reports built in. This will show you like your sales and how well you're doing over the course of period of time. That's all built in. And then you can also add coupons. This is a pretty cool feature. It allows you to create as many coupons as you want. Each coupon gets a code, and then you can send these codes out in marketing emails and tell people to put in a code, and then it will apply the code to your products. When you create these coupons, it's actually quite robust. You can make the coupons apply to a specific product. You can make it apply to the entire cart order, like a 10% off thing of the whole order. You could do a certain dollar amount off or a percentage amount off. It allows you to do a bunch of different things with the coupons. So those features are pretty cool. Yeah, I believe that's it. We can add tags to products. I'm not going to go into that, but it's basically the same as blog, where you can tag, just another way to categorize things. And then of course you can go in here and see your orders. This allows you to see all the customer information for each customer and each order and what they ordered. Yeah, and be able to see details of all that stuff. So that's basically like a very brief introduction into WooCommerce. WooCommerce can get quite specific. There's almost unlimited extendability with WooCommerce. The great thing about using WooCommerce as opposed to something like Wix or Squarespace to sell stuff is that with those platforms, you do not have the ability to customize anything about the purchasing experience whatsoever. With WordPress, because it's all on a server that you host on and you have access to all the files and all the PHP and all the server and the database and everything, you can create whatever customer experience that you want that you can think of and sell literally anything through WooCommerce. Now, obviously, the simpler the thing you're trying to sell, the easier it is to set it up, and the more complex of a sales experience you're trying to create, the more likely you're going to have to get into either hiring a developer to develop exactly what you want, or having to buy a specific plugin to give you that very specialized experience. And if you Google like WooCommerce plugins, you'll find no shortage of plugins that extend what WooCommerce does right out of the gate. Obviously you're going to come to the WooCommerce website first, is going to show up. But then if you just go to WordPress.org, they'll also have a bunch of, this is just the individual WooCommerce plugin. They should have a whole category in of the WooCommerce plugins area that is like plugins specific for WooCommerce and free. However, there's also a bunch of WooCommerce plugins on CodeCanyon.net that allow you to do a whole bunch of stuff, depending on what kind of an experience you're trying to create or what kind of stuff you're trying to sell. There's almost a plugin for everything. So yeah, that's basically WooCommerce in a nutshell. Again, my name is Rob Ruiz. If you have any questions about WooCommerce, WordPress, web development, anything like that, you're welcome to reach out to me on my LinkedIn. Send me a message. I'd like to connect with you. And of course, if you need a custom website built, reach out to me. I do build websites for clients on the side, whether they're e-commerce or not. And I have loads and loads of experience building extremely customized websites. The most recent one that I can show off right now would be a company here in Omaha called Elite Nutrition, who is a client of mine proudly, and this is an e-commerce store. So they wanted the ability to be able to sell what's in their retail store online, and this is all using WooCommerce. So you can go in here and create, find products, add products to your cart, and purchase them. And again, I built this whole thing with WooCommerce. This shop page that you see here is all custom, and I did the left nav menu custom for them the way that they wanted it with the categorization. You can filter by price, all this jazz. So yeah, as you can see, there's unlimited possibilities when you know what you're doing with WooCommerce and WordPress. All right, that's the end of our time. Thank you everybody for joining in to this little webinar. And I hope to hear from you soon if you have any questions or if you need any of my services. Thank you very much.